Welcome back, Cabalists. Today we are going to go over 10 more games in my top 50. Number 40 through 31. Let's get it on. Above and below. All right, my number 40 game is another Ryan Lockett game, Above and Below. And I'll tell you, the only reason I put this ahead of Near and Far is because I love the fact that there are stories in a giant book and it randomizes. When you go down in the caves, you roll some dice, you pick an adventure, and it doesn't matter how many times you go to the caves, there's always a new adventure, which is so important to me. That was my biggest disappointment in Near and Far. I love the fact that you're creating this village of people and can make up a story as to why all these people are together. And then some of them are there for resource gathering and some of them are there for going down in the caves. Really, really cool. And especially because the adventures have options. You get to pick what you want to do. And some are harder, some are easier. And the outcome is totally different. Fantastic. Above and Below, really fun. The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31. The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31. I'm just going to call it The Thing from now on. But I am horrible at hidden trader games. And I'll tell you, the first time I played this, I was infected from the start of the game, and I kept getting more infection cards. And it was so stressful. But the one thing I like is the way that people can take people on missions. And that's kind of a way, you, as an infected, you can strategize, okay, when do I sabotage the mission so I can throw the other suspected person under the bus? That to me is fantastic. It's got aspects of why I love Battlestar Galactica and the hidden trader that other people dig. That's more Dark Moon style, where it's very unforgiving. Really, really fun game, and I've had so much fun playing this game. Bruges. All right, number 38 is a game that I've been playing for years, and I get excited anytime somebody wants to bring it out. I get excited when I teach new players how to play it because it has so much to offer. The fact that you are trying to rebuild the city, essentially, and you're doing so by conscripting these workers and building housing for them to live in, and then you get their special benefit. Meanwhile, you're trying to rebuild the canals. There's all kinds of stuff you can do to score points in this game, and there's a lot of, you want to be just ahead of everybody else. You don't want to waste too many resources on something, but you want to be ahead so you get the majority points. Really cool kind of race feel. The expansion's great. Some of the stuff I didn't like, some of the stuff I did. Still, Bruges is fantastic and beautiful. PANAMAX. Well, rolling in at number 37 is I think this is my first Stronghold game on here. This is PANAMAX, and when this game came out, it was super popular. And I think this came out, if I recall correctly, right around Terraforming Mars. Well, what I will say is that Terraforming Mars has stood the test of time, and PANAMAX kind of took a back seat. It's still there. It's still a great game to play. The fact that you're trying to glom on to your opponents, in a sense. You're trying to get them to ship your goods in a way, and you have to plan how your ships are going to go through the canals. And you can lock up the canals, which is another great thing. Also love the stock market of this game, where you can invest in your opponents if you want. So if you see someone taking a lead, you just invest in them. Really, really fun. And I do not play this game enough. I just don't. It's sad. PANAMAX, really, really good shipping game. CONCORDIA. Number 36 is a game that I was very surprised I had on my top 50. But aside from the ugly box, oh my goodness, it's so ugly. This game was a fantastic experience playing it. This, I think, is the first game I ever played where you have a hand of cards that you're playing out and you want to do them in the most efficient way you can, because the more cards you pull back to your hand when you recall them, the better the benefit is. So you want to utilize those cards in the best way you can, and you're kind of deck building by recruiting these new cards. Essentially, you're going around Europe and shipping goods. You're recruiting the help of essentially the deities. You're trying to create sets of these deities, and every card lets you do different kind of actions, and they're themed specific to the deities that they represent. I love how you have to plan for the end of this game, and it can be very surprising. So there's a lot of future planning going on. I had a great time playing Concordia, and I tell you, it was like a sleeper hit for me. So check it out, Concordia. MURANO. When they came out with MURANO, I said, I need to have this. I thought it was beautiful looking, and I thought that the aspect of the rondel was so neat. You're moving these little gondolas around this rondel, and people can block your action spaces, and you can spend resources if you really need to push a little bit further to get that one special action. The fact that you're placing tiles and essentially building an engine by building this market or factory area that you're going to utilize to make your beads, that part is cool. And my favorite part of the game, my absolute favorite, is that you can lock out tiles. If you take one of the scoring spaces, no one else can go there. So there's this race aspect to get out to those locations as fast as you can. Really, really recommend this game. Sleeper hit. 51st State. I love the theme of this game, and I'll tell you why I prefer this. This game was the game I like to play instead of Imperial Settlers. Imperial Settlers was a huge hit. Everybody liked it. But I tell you, I always wanted to bring out 51st State. I was not at all interested in Imperial Settlers anymore. The cards are really cool. The theme is really great. Essentially building your own city with all these tons of different cards. You're essentially engine building, and you can attack your opponents. You can go out and make deals to just get constant resources. Really, really fun game and challenging. I really like 51st State. Arcadia Quest. Another surprise for me as to where it landed up on my list. A game where you're going around and it's essentially a dungeon crawl. There's a map out there. You've got opponents moving to attack you or to attack the enemy. You've got totally a ton of different characters that all have different powers that you can level up by buying gear and spending your money to get them new items. So awesome. It is so awesome. And it's cool mini or not. So the minis are really cute. This like cute chibi style. Tony would hate it, but I love this game so much, and the scenarios are so interesting. Now, I think the main reason it's so much lower on my list is I feel like I've kind of played it out. There are a couple expansions I want to get into, but for the most part, I feel like I've done everything. Now, they're coming out with a space version of Arcadia Quest, which I did back, and I cannot wait to get that because I think I might get it back to the table at that point. Glory to Rome, the Black Box Edition. The thing I love the most about this is the artwork. Gameplay actually comes second to me than the artwork and graphic design of this game. It is just beautiful. Glory to Rome, in particular the black box. I don't like any of the other versions. I love the black box because it's such a minimalist style and it does so much with such a minimal design. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. The fact that again, it's another engine building game. We love engine building games. The fact that you can use the cards for different things, I think is so cool. If you don't like the power, you can use that card to lay the groundwork for something else you'll need in the future. The scoring is what always gets me. I never pay attention to it enough. But I love when someone has the perfect engine and I see it. Even if it's not mine, it is amazing to watch somebody just churn out points. So much fun, and I like the fact that there are a bunch of other games out there kind of similar. Insider. Okay, so the final one for today is a party game. I distinctly remember when I was first introduced to this game, and I thought this game is going to be stupid. We were at a convention in a cabin somewhere, and someone just brought this game out. And I was like, oh, I got nothing to do. I'm going to sit there and play it. The fact that in Insider, one person knows what a word is and can only answer yes or no to certain questions. And that somebody else knows what the word is, but their job is to ask questions in such a way that no one figures out that they're the one who knows the word. It's fascinating to watch people and their logic for figuring out who is the insider, who is the guy who knows the question. And especially when you play with certain people who they're the insider and they'll try to deflect information. It is just such a great party game. I cannot recommend it enough. The box is beautiful, but you can just still play it with a whiteboard. We've done that before too. So check out Insider. All right, Cabalists, there you go. Numbers 40 through 31. This is the best list ever, so come back tomorrow for my next 10 top games. Bye for now.
Thanks so much, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please do us a giant favor by subscribing to the channel and clicking that wacky bell icon. If you're into board games, miniatures games, role-playing games, we have a bunch of audio podcasts you might enjoy. You can find those at thesecretcabal.com or on iTunes and Stitcher.